The term diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, has become a political buzzword this election season. DEI initiatives certainly aren't new, but we most recently saw a resurgence after the murder of George Floyd.
Now, 4 years later, many of the programs that were put in place at educational institutions, Fortune 500 companies, and in government are being gradually rolled back.
In this week's In Black and White, Jordan Brown tells us why and shows us how these programs affect all of us.
DEI.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
These three letters have been causing quite the stir in Washington.
Everyone brings a particular point of view, a particular perspective to bear on any given problem. We want to make sure that we're challenging ourselves, challenging the assumptions, challenging the premises. And the more diverse perspectives you bring to bear, the more effective you're going to be in doing that.
The reality is diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts aren't new. They've shown up throughout history under different names as early as the civil rights movement of the 1960s. We saw examples of steps to create a more diverse and equitable society through the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Voting Rights Act of 1965, and the Fair Housing Act of 1968, just to name a few.
DEI and culture are one and the same. It needs to be part of the culture.
Milagros Russell is one of the founding members of the Triad DEI Collaborative through the nonprofit NCCJ. It connects DEI professionals and offers helpful resources. She also, alongside Kiva Elliott, started a DEI consulting firm called Riot for Change, where they help corporate businesses become more inclusive.
The work of DEI, probably not going to be a popular perspective, but it is just as cyclical as the housing market, right? Just as cyclical as real estate. It ebbs and flows with whatever's happening in our nation.
The murder of George Floyd in 2020 brought those three letters back into the spotlight and prompted the start of the collaborative and Riot for Change.
So what happened was, people started seeing this horrible event happen on camera. And then individuals made personal commitments to understanding history, educating themselves, connecting with others who are different than them to get an understanding of what was going on in the world. And then we started seeing corporations make these public commitments around how they value DEI and all the things that they're doing.
Those efforts stuck for a couple of years, but now we're seeing many DEI programs in jeopardy of being cut due to lack of funding and some pushback from lawmakers and the general public.
So let's fast forward to 2022-ish, 2023, when inflation started happening. There was a talk of the recession in the United States. So guess what happens? Corporations, I'm not going to say they forget their commitment, but they started reprioritizing where budgeting went, and DEI was one of the things to cut.
Locally, the UNC system is the most recent large institution to announce plans to scale back most of its DEI programs at its universities. Lack of funding is one reason some lawmakers and corporations say they need to make cuts, but it's also become a political hot-button issue in the heat of an election year.
When you start going deeper and start pulling back the layers, it gets a little uncomfortable. So what happens when you're uncomfortable? You either lean in or you run away.
Topics surrounding DEI can be uncomfortable, but studies show diversity makes for a more successful and more profitable society. A Pew Research poll showed 56% of workers said focusing on increasing diversity, equity, and inclusion at work is mainly a good thing. And according to a study done by McKinsey & Company, companies in the top 25% for gender diversity and racial and ethnic diversity were 25% and 36% more likely to have larger financial returns.
DEI is not about politics. It is about humanity. It's about relationship. It's about connection with others regardless of what you look like or where you come from.
I see DEI as something that should be integrated in an organization's culture. It should be the fabric of the culture.
In Greensboro, Jordan Brown, Fox 8 News.
NCCJ's Triad DEI Collaborative is always open to new members. If you work in the DEI space and would like to join, you can head to NCCJ's website for more information.